Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dimitri Anderson, and my partner and I will be making the proposition that there should be a nationwide plan to subsidize the cost of health care for cats and dogs. Now, our significancy claim, the costs of veterinary treatment are impractical for most cat and dog owners. Number one, average costs of veterinary procedures are expensive. According to Care Credit, a division of GE Money, 2003 to 2010, as anyone with pets can tell you, veterinary care can be costly and yet necessary. The cost of dental care for dogs can reach $200 per visit. Vision care procedures such as canine cataract treatments can cost $1,244, and some life-saving surgeries cost $15,000. Treating skin problems such as feline fibrosarcoma has an average cost of $780. These average costs can also vary depending on the actual pet, the desired procedure, the veterinarian's fees, and other factors. For the second subclaim under our significancy claim, these expenses are a significant strain on the average American income. According to Fed Up USA 2009, the median household income in the United States is $46,326 annually. A family at this level is only bringing in $3,215 a month. Right off the bat, this family is spending 47% of their net pay on a median priced home, $1,500, because you can't have a pet without a place to keep it. There are a lot of apartment complexes that simply don't allow a pet, so most houses are ideal for pet ownership. Now, for the third subpoint under the significancy claim, dedicated owners who cannot afford care but are willing to pay can end up in debt. According to the American Veterinary Medical Association in 2010, the greater the love you feel for a person or animal, the deeper the sense of loss when they are gone. In addition to that, I have a quote from a New York Times article. Making a choice between expensive health care for a pet or ending the life of that animal companion is never easy, according to Wallace Seif, a Brooklyn psychologist, who as a founder of the Association for Pet Loss and Bereavement, has counseled hundreds of guilt-racked pet owners and said that there is no right answer. Mr. Seif has also counseled people who have gone deeply into debt to care for a pet, and he has concluded it is purely a subjective gut call, but there is nothing wrong in thinking about the money. When someone truly loves a pet, they're going to go to any extent they can to provide whatever care they can to save their life. So whether it's the $1,200 cost that I spoke of earlier or is the $15,000 cost, they're going to want to pay it, whether it drives them into debt or not, because overall they're going to want to be sure that their pet is okay and that it lives. All right. Now, for inherency claim, many pet owners are unwilling or unable to pay for thousands or even hundreds of dollars in veterinary care for a cat or a dog. Number one, high prices for veterinary care can discourage people from owning cats or dogs. According to Paw Prints and Purrs Incorporated, a nonprofit organization, they created a list of various excuses that pet owners have had to give up their pets to a shelter, and a couple for dogs are that the vet says she needs more surgery, and the last vet said we need to bring him in more often. They had no idea it cost so much. As for cats, they say his vet bills are too high and can't afford to take to the veterinary clinic. See, the thing with veterinary medicine is that according to the American Veterinary Medical Association, 80% of veterinarians privately practice. Now, when they private practice, they're in basically a business, a veterinary business. So we all know that people are in business to make money, so they can charge whatever they want. So the cost can be very high. Subpoint 2, when an owner is unwilling to pay for care, the animal is oftentimes euthanized or placed into a shelter. According to the SPCA, approximately 5 million to 7 million companion animals enter animal shelters nationwide every year. 5 in 10 dogs in shelters and 7 out of 10 cats in shelters are destroyed simply because there is no one to adopt them. Shelter intakes are about evenly divided between those animals relinquished by owners and those picked up by animal control. So you have about half people who have to relinquish the pet versus them being picked up in the streets, and one of the things that causes is people who give up the animal because they don't have enough money to pay the cost. Now, for 3, financing by pet insurance companies is inadequate. According to the Pet Insurance and Company, one particular woman named Nancy Ryan of Clarkston, Michigan, they say that she found substantial value in her VPAC pet insurance, but she had a gastric torsion surgery that she had to pay for on her dog, Winston, which was $4,965, but VPI was only able to reimburse them $2,700, so that still means that she had to come up for over $2,300 to pay for that surgery, and that can be a heavy burden on someone who doesn't have the money at that time set aside. Now, for our solvency claim, subsidizing animal care will allow more cat and dog owners to pay for the care of their animals. If health care is more affordable, more cat and dog owners will be willing to pay for health care. Lower costs of care will mean that less cat and dog owners will have to resort to extensive deficit spending, and therefore more people will be able to afford a cat or dog. Now, as for the administration, the program could be paid for with taxes on pet food and supplies for cats and dogs. According to the Pet Food Institute, the U.S. dog and cat food sales totaled $17 billion in 2008. According to the American Pet Products Association, vet care in the U.S. totaled $12 billion in 2009. And from the same association, sales of supplies and over-the-counter medicine totaled $10.4 billion in 2009. So if we were to say put a tax of 15% on the pet supplies and the food, it would result in a 35% reduction in veterinary care costs. And that reduction would continue to increase because not everyone has to have veterinary care. It's not a recurring cost, whereas pet supplies are a recurring cost, so more money will be generated over time. And these subsidies could be optimized based on the income and economic status of the veterinary clinic and the people who go there, so that if it's in a particular area where we have low-income people, a vet can't just go in and charge whatever prices he wants and jack up the prices. It has to be affordable for the people who are around in that area.